Hello, English friends. Welcome to Tune in English. How are you feeling today? Happy? Tired? Tell me below. And where are you tuning in from? Mexico? Turkey? Indonesia? I love hearing about your corner of the world. So proud of you for being here. Consistency is key to fluency, and you're making amazing progress. Today, I'll share a short but stressful true story from my friend Ben. Imagine, Ben flew to Paris last week, but his luggage decided to explore Spain without him. You'll hear real English phrases like back to square one and hold your horses hidden in his story. Don't worry, I'll explain them all later. So please stay until the end. We'll practice saying them together. Ready to train your ears and your mouth? Repeat after me when I pause. It'll supercharge your speaking skills. Okay, let's jump into Ben's baggage claim adventure. Picture this. You land after 12 hours flying, exhausted, dreaming of your hotel, but then empty carousel. Nothing. Nada. Ben's heart sank like a stone. Here's what went down. I landed in Paris after a long flight. My feet felt heavy, like bricks. All I wanted was my hotel bed. The airport buzzed with tired voices. I followed the crowd to baggage claim. Carousel number 3, the screen said. I stood there, rubbing my sleepy eyes. People pushed carts piled high with suitcases. The conveyor belt groaned to life. Finally, I thought. Black bags, pink bags, striped bags rolled out. I spotted my blue suitcase. Almost home free, I whispered. But then it vanished behind a partition. The belt kept moving. More bags tumbled onto the carousel. No blue suitcase. My smile faded. 5 minutes passed. 10 minutes. The carousel slowed down. Only 3 lonely bags circled now. Mine wasn't one of them. My heart sank. A cold sweat trickled down my neck. This can't be happening, I muttered. I checked my ticket again. Right flight, right carousel. Panic set in. An old lady nudged me gently. Yours didn't make it either? She asked. I just nodded, speechless. Her tiny dog poked out of her handbag. It yapped at the empty conveyor belt. Bad luck, dear, she sighed. Mine went to Tokyo last Christmas. I had butterflies in my stomach. Where could it be? My passport was in there. My favorite jeans. My sister's wedding gift. I was out my wits' end. A man in a uniform walked by. Excuse me, I called out, waving. My suitcase, it's gone. He barely glanced at me. Lost and found, down the hall, left at the cafe. Then he hurried away. My patience was wearing thin. I dragged my carry-on past the cafe. The smell of coffee made my head ache. The lost and found lines snaked around pillars. 20 people, maybe 30. Everyone looked exhausted. A baby cried in a stroller. A man argued loudly at the counter. Unacceptable, he shouted. I have meetings in an hour. Time crawled. After 40 minutes, it was my turn. The agent wore a bright yellow scarf. Her name tag said, Chloe. She said softly, Bonjour. How can I help? I took a deep breath. My suitcase didn't arrive, I explained. Blue, hard shell, a sticker that says Aloha. She typed fast on her keyboard. Click-clack, click-clack. I held my breath. Her eyes scanned the screen, then she frowned. She said, "I'm afraid it's still in Spain." She missed the connection. "Spain?" I gasped. "But how?" She gave an apologetic shrug. "Happens sometimes. Storm delays." I felt like crying. All my clothes were gone. My toothbrush, my phone charger. It was a nightmare. Chloe handed me a form. "Fill this out, please," she said gently. "We'll track it. Delivery tomorrow, maybe." "Tomorrow?" I groaned. "I have nothing to wear tonight." She offered a tiny toiletry kit. "For now," she smiled weakly. It had a mini comb and toothpaste. Better than nothing. Outside, Paris glittered in the rain. Taxi horns beeped. I stood there clutching my little kit. My phone buzzed. A text from my sister. "Did you land? Did you bring my vase?" I sighed and typed back, "Landed. Vase. Taking a detour. Long story." I was back to square one. No suitcase, no fancy dinner clothes, just me and my backpack. Suddenly, I laughed. A loud, unexpected laugh. The old lady from the carousel walked past. Her dog wagged its tail at me. "You're taking it well," she said. Maybe I was. Every cloud has a silver lining. I'd buy a cheap t-shirt, explore Paris like a local, and hope my suitcase enjoyed Spain. All right, friends, let's break down those useful phrases from Ben's story. Listen carefully, repeat after me, and soon these idioms will feel like old friends. Ready? Let's go. Heart sank. Meaning, to suddenly feel very disappointed or sad. Story example, "My heart sank. A cold sweat trickled down my neck." Extra example, "When I saw the rain on my wedding day, my heart sank." Repeat after me. My heart sank. Panic set in. Meaning, to start feeling extremely worried or frightened. Story example, "Panic set in. An old lady nudged me gently." Extra example, "When I lost my phone in the taxi, panic set in." Your turn. Panic set in. Butterflies in my stomach. Meaning feeling very nervous. Story example, "I had butterflies in my stomach. Where could it be?" Extra example, "Before my job interview, I had butterflies in my stomach." Repeat slowly. Butterflies in my stomach. At my wit's end. Meaning, feeling completely helpless, not knowing what to do next. Story example, "I was at my wit's end. A man in a uniform walked by." Extra example, "When both kids cried at the supermarket, I was at my wit's end." Say it with me. At my wit's end. Patience wearing thin, meaning starting to feel annoyed after waiting too long. Story example: my patience was wearing thin. I dragged my carry-on past the cafe. Extra example: after 30 minutes in the bank queue, my patience was wearing thin. Repeat. Patience wearing thin. Time crawled, meaning time felt very slow. Story example: time crawled. After 40 minutes, it was my turn. Extra example: in the dentist waiting room, time crawled. Your turn. Time crawled. Held my breath, meaning waited nervously for something to happen. Story example: I held my breath. Her eyes scanned the screen. Extra example: I held my breath as the teacher gave out exam results. Repeat after me. Held my breath. Nightmare, meaning a very bad or stressful situation, not a real dream. Story example: it was a nightmare. Chloe handed me a form. Extra example: Monday morning traffic is always a nightmare. Say it with me. It was a nightmare. Better than nothing, meaning not ideal but still useful. Story example: better than nothing. Outside, Paris glittered in the rain. Extra example: the free hotel breakfast was small, but better than nothing. Repeat. Better than nothing. Back to square one, meaning having to start something all over again. Story example: I was back to square one. No suitcase, no fancy dinner clothes. Extra example: when my computer crashed, I was back to square one with my essay. Last one. Back to square one. And that's a wrap, English friends. You did amazing today, listening, repeating, and learning 10 powerful phrases. Now here's your mission. Try using one this week. Say, I had butterflies before a test, or time crawled in a long queue. Practice makes progress. Free gift for you. Download Ben's full story plus all the phrases as a PDF cheat sheet. Link below. perfect for offline practice. If this helped you, please like this video, subscribe to Tune in English, comment below. My favorite phrase was blank. Seriously, tell me. I read every comment and love cheering you on. Remember, every small step counts. Keep tuning in, stay curious, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, keep shining.